What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Moments True podcast. I am your host, Brother Jason. We're getting ready to have a conversation here, guys. We're going to be talking today about how marriage does not cure lust. So this is what I want you to do. If you are single with the hopes of being married, if you are married, I'm going to ask that you please sit down, get your Bibles, get your notepads, because we're going to do a great teaching on today. All right, let's get into it. All right, guys, we are back. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this clip first because I came across this clip on TikTok. For those of you who may not be familiar, a couple years ago, about 10 years ago or so, maybe a little bit longer, a couple preachers came together and did a show called The Preachers of LA. Well, they did a reunion show a while back, and in the reunion show, they began to talk about marriage and the different ideologies that they have on marriage. But there was a particular part of that video that made me that sparked an idea to have a conversation. So I'm gonna play this clip and then we're gonna get into the teaching, okay? Here it is.
Bishop Ron Gibson needs to know that marriage is not the solution to everybody's lust problem.
I never said that is.
But you're saying that
and
marriage,
you're a preacher, is better to marry than to burn.
Yeah, but that we've used that to get these young people
And it's
in
better to
marriages,
camouflage.
and when they get in
I need to hear
it,
these
it's a
things.
mess.
That's true, teacher.
And so that's why the divorce rate is at all-time high within the church, because of that kind of teaching.
It's better to camouflage.
I'm a victim of that.
When Bishop got married, they were wailing and crying. I'm sorry, they were. There were some women who were wailing and crying. And I didn't understand why I could not sit in the front row. Now, I didn't know that pastors and bishops went through this, but women would sit in the front row.
Yeah.
I might not say what I heard.
Yeah, open their legs.
I'd have panties on in the house of the Lord.
While I'm preaching.
Okay, y'all. Thank y'all once again for checking out that clip. I'm gonna ask everyone if you will please like this video, okay? And if you have not, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, got a few quick announcements, and we're gonna get into it. Okay, I want to let y'all know that I am starting the members only videos. I got some videos that I'm getting ready to do. There's one of them is called "Porn in Marriage." It's a video that you don't want to miss. I'm getting ready to record it and do a teaching on it. It's probably gonna be a series, okay? But it's only going to be for members. So if you desire to watch this video or watch that video, I want you to become a member of the channel. That's one of the perks is you get access to certain videos and deeper teachings that I won't do on the general platform here. It's going to be members only. Some teachings are going to be a little bit more in depth than what you get right here on the regular standard platform. Okay. So if you want to become a member, please go over to the membership tab and hit the membership button and you can become a member. We got packages for $4.99. We got packages for $9.99. We got package for $19.99. Okay. So guys, a lot of people tend to believe that once you get married, that certain battles that you fight will automatically go away. That is the furthest thing from the truth. If we don't tackle these issues and get cleansed and delivered and washed through the blood of Christ and get into our word to become strong to combat the enemy, then what happens is what you are battling with will become an even greater issue in your marriage. Okay, I got 7 points that I want to give you guys. I'm putting these points on the screen, but we're only going to tackle 3 of them in today's video because this is going to be a 2-part video. Okay, so we're only going to tackle 3 issues. Okay, and we're going to dive deep into it. But what I want you to understand, if you see me looking down, I got my notes here, and my notes kind of helps me stay on point and stay on cue. Okay, so if y'all see me looking down, that's what it's about. Okay, the first thing I want you to understand is this: that marriage is a holy outlet for sexual desire. That is one of the perks of marriage. It is a holy outlet for sexual desire. But if you have an unhealed or uncrucified heart, it will not work for you. Let me explain. If you are a person that is battling lust, if you think that marriage is going to all of a sudden heal your lustful heart, it's not going to do it. We have to become crucified to the flesh. Paul said this. He said, "I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live, not I, but the Christ that liveth in me. And the life that I live now, I live it by the faith of the Son of God." In order for you to have a healthy and sustainable relationship or marriage, lust has to totally be out of the picture. And whatever you fail to kill now while you are single will destroy your relationship and or marriage. Trust me when I tell you this. Okay, if lust could be cured by marriage, then there will be no such thing as adultery, porn addiction, or secret among married believers. Let me say that again for the ones in the back. If lust could be cured by marriage, there will be no need for adultery. There will be no porn addictions. There wouldn't be any secret sins between married believers. I want you to marinate on that, okay? So listen, we're going to get to the first point. point number one. Lust is a heart issue. It is not a relationship issue. Write that down. Lust is a heart issue. It is not a relationship issue. For reference, we're going to go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 27 and 28. Matthew 25, 27 and 28. The Bible declares these words. It says, ye have heard that it was and said by them of old times, that thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh upon a woman to lust after her, have committed adultery with her already in his heart. Remember what the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, not this heart, not the muscle that pumps blood, but this heart, the mind. Every sin that we have ever committed in our life started with a thought process. And the thought process brought about a natural reaction. So when we talk about lust is a thought of the mind. You can be, I used to think when I was married, I used to think that, I used to tell my ex-wife, man, you look so good, I'm lusting after you. Not knowing that was actually a detriment, because what lust does, it objectifies your spouse, or it objectifies your mate. If you're looking to be married, understand this. If you don't check the lust spirit, if you don't check that lust demon, it will make you objectify the very person that you love. It says lust is desire without discipline. Lust objectifies people, but love honors. And marriage doesn't change the heart. Only God does. Let me explain what I meant by those 3 bulletin points. Lust is, when I say lust is desire without discipline, lust is unchecked and it is unbridled. Okay? That is one thing you got to understand about lust. It is unchecked and it is unbridled, which means it's not going to just stop with whoever you're with, because sooner or later lust will drive you to the next person and the next person, because it is a bottomless pit of fleshly desire. It will not stop with the person you are with. It's going to look for another person because it is unbridled and it is undisciplined. A person that is led by lust, if you look at a person that is led by lust, they are 100% controlled by their flesh and emotion. Lust causes you not to think logically. Lust only sees what it wants to see in that moment, and it wants to be gratified in that moment, regardless of any type of consequence that may come because of it. See, when you think about love honors a person. Love doesn't think of itself. Love values what your spouse or your fiance thinks. Love is going to always put their needs above your needs. But lust doesn't do that. Lust wants what it wants when it wants it. That's why a lot of us are having problems in our marriages, in our relationships, because it is founded and driven by lust. That is why one of the worst things that you can have as a deciding factor in a relationship is how sexually attracted you are to that person. Now, there has to be an element of physical attraction. We are sexual beings. God has given all of us a sexual nature. It is not a sin to have a sex drive. It is not a sin to be sexually attracted to your person. That is not a sin. But that should not be the defining factor. And a lot of us are in relationships only because we find the woman attractive, or we find the man attractive. We're looking at their body features. And it causes us to bypass so many red flags. God's showing us red flag after red flag after red flag that this is not what I want for you. But because we are driven by our carnal nature, we start engaging in things that we got no business engaging in. Which leads me to point number 2. This is the lie that people tend to believe and tend to tell themselves, that once I'm married or in a relationship, I'll stop struggling. And that is the furthest thing from the truth, because marriage will expose what you refuse to deal with while you're single, especially if your spouse or your fiance, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, if they are walking with God and have a true walk with God, the light in them is going to expose the darkness in you. And let me tell y'all something, man, from personal experience, okay? Marriage does not kill lust. It reveals it. It doesn't kill it. It reveals it. One of the problems that I had in my marriage was, in the beginning years, I had an unchecked spirit of lust in me, unchecked. And it was almost as if in the beginning, like my ex-wife wasn't enough. I couldn't have enough sex. I had to always be grabbing on her and touching on her and feeling on her. And we use that as affection, but what it is unbridled, because lust don't have boundaries. Lust don't respect, but it will not respect your partner's boundaries, because as I said, lust is selfish. Sin is selfish. Okay. Remember this, marriage adds responsibility. It does not give you immunity. And the next point I want is, if you're feeding lust before marriage, you will carry it into your marriage. marriage. Do you know when you're driving your car, if you have a vehicle and you take it to the mechanic shop, one of the best things that you can do is have what is called a preventive maintenance service, which means you want to always get the oil checked. You want to always get your fluids topped off. You want to always do this because it prevents problems later on down the road. How many people have drove a car without checking the oil, and all of a sudden your motor locks up because you riding in a car with no oil because you refuse to check it? So now you are forced to deal with a real deal issue. $150 oil change every 3 months could have saved you from a $2,000 engine that you got to buy. Likewise, in this, when you are in a relationship and you come to the realization that this person is the one for you, you want to marry this person. While you are in the stages of preparing for marriage, it is best for you to get before God and go through the process of true healing and restoration. Get these skeletons out of your closet before you get married. Because when you get married, these skeletons come out, because they will come out. You ain't gonna be able to hide them. They gonna come out. Especially if you're a child of God. It's gonna come out. Because God is not gonna have a holy marriage founded in a lie. You're not. Man, because I did not do the due diligence that I needed to do, when the skeleton started coming out of the problem, me and my ex-wife, we had problems, man. We had problems. She started looking at me like, wait a minute. This isn't what I signed up for. I'm not telling y'all something that I think. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you the truth. What I have had to endure. You want to get these skeletons out of the closet before they become a huge problem. Because you may find out that the person you are with is not anointed to handle those skeletons. So don't set your marriage or your relationship up for failure by sweeping things under the rug. No, do a deep clean on your heart. Let God do a deep clean, man, because the problems that we are having today in relationships and marriages, most of it is because we have refused to do the work prior to, which leads me to point number 3. Sex does not equal lust. This is an issue that the church really, really confuses, because one thing that we lack in church, we don't talk about sex in church. And we should educate young people. We should educate single people. We should educate married people about sex, about what is permissible and what is not permissible. Because if you don't listen, people are doing it anyway. So you might as well start teaching on it, because people really don't understand the detriments of sex outside of marriage, or sex led by lust in marriage. People don't understand the detriment of it. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. Hebrews 13:4 says, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. So one thing you have to understand is sex inside of marriage is God ordained, but lust is self-centered and self-desiring. Okay, you cannot lust after your spouse, because if you do, you will objectify them. A lot of husbands objectify their wife because of body parts. We only using her for a orgasm, as a orgasm bucket. We're not listening to them. We're not caring for them. We're not cherishing them. We're not honoring them as the weaker vessel. We're not loving them the way that we're supposed to. Because when we are geared by lust, all we see is an orgasm. That's all we see. We love on them just enough to get what we want out of them. And likewise, women also. When you are geared by lust, when you're being led by lust, you're not loving your mate. You're only looking at him through what he can give you in the bedroom, through his reproduction package. You're not honoring him as being the head of your house. You're not being submissive to him because of, as the scriptures say. Why are we falling short in these areas? Because we're using marriage as a mask over the real problem. This is what I want y'all to remember, man. Holy sex flows from love, but lust demands self-satisfaction. I got 4 other points I want to get to, but we ain't gonna be able to get to it today. I'm gonna come back and do a part 2. But I want you to understand something before we get out of here, is that any relationship that is founded in lust, you're going to have a problem. You got to get that out of your relationship, because if you don't, it's going to be doomed for failure. Listen, I am begging you. I am pleading with you. Don't let lust rule your relationship or your marriage. Get it out of there and replace it with love. And if you are dealing with lust in your relationship, as much as if you really say you love that person, if that relationship is really for you, then what I would say is this: step back from it. You need to have a conversation with your girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, husband, wife, and let them know, hey, I'm struggling with some things, and if I don't get delivered from some things, it's going to cause a detriment to us, and it's not fair to you. So let's step back so I can do the work, and then we'll resume. Because you don't want to have a relationship or a possible marriage where Satan can use something over your head to keep the blessings of God from flowing in your relationship. Because real love doesn't think on the things of itself. It thinks on the things of others. Y'all check out the pinned comment down below. Let me know what you think, guys. Let's have a conversation in the comments. And y'all prepare. Matter of fact, do this for me too. I need you to hit the subscribe button if you have not. Hit the bell notification. Set it on to always, because you don't want to miss the part 2 of this video. I love you guys. That's all my time for now. Until next time. This is Brother. Remember, know this. You are truly blessed. In Jesus' name. And we are out of here.
I wanna help in fulfilling your will. Still want me a meal or two, but I'm putting you first, out for real. You know just what I need.